We have enough of this song for you here on the Bumper Show on this wonderful Thursday, 28th of 28th of December, the 12th month of the year. And this is the last edition of the Bumper Show for 2023. My name is Isaac. It's a privilege to be here alive to do the last edition of the Bumper Show. The Bumper Show comes out here on Monday, 1st January 2024. We're glad to see this day and we rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to the show. On the social media is Domowa Fofana, and of course I'm here, Isaac Red. Providing the sound for me here is Johnson Wallace, affectionately called Filibo Wallace. Welcome to the Bumper Show, and it's my pleasure to have you here. And so before I introduce my guests, I have a guest in studio, a Liberian architect. Before I do the introduction of and put the microphone on for my studio guests, I'd like to go through the talking points for today. We'll be talking about Liberia, a country that we envisage peace and reconciliation post-elections Liberia. So welcome to the show. You have the numbers to call later on. We know the regular studio number. We have an alternative number for you. But guess what? Kenneth Awadjie is our studio guest for today. He's a Liberian architect, and he will tell us more about his own professional career and tell you how he sees Liberia in from the architectural lens. Welcome to the Bumper Show. Now, before I bring you the guests, let me just go through a couple of trending issues. President George Weah grants Associate Justice Nangwe early retirement request and nominates Justice Minister as his replacement. The President of Liberia has received and granted a request from Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, His Honor Joseph N. Nangwe, for an early retirement due to ill health. Associate Justice Nangwe, an astute lawyer and politician, was nominated by President George Weah and confirmed by the Liberian Senate August 2018, replacing retired Associate Justice His Honor Philip Eze Banks. Prior to the ascendancy to the bench of the Supreme Court, Associate Justice Nangbe served as Senator of Sino County at the 54th Legislature. In his acceptance of the resignation of the veterinary jurist, Weah expressed his unfringed thanks and appreciation for the services of the Associate Justice. He said it was his fervent prayer that the Almighty God will grant the ailing jurist his healing powers as he is on the path of recovery. Meanwhile, President George Weah on Tuesday, that was on the 26th of December, nominated Councillor Frank Musa Dane Jr. to replace Associate Justice Nangbe, pending confirmation by the Liberian Senate. The nomination of Councillor Dane to the Supreme Court bench, the Liberian leader said he harbored no doubt in his ability of the Attorney General to perform as expected of a high court jurist. More trending news here. We all know that in Tototabong County, there was a disaster, fire outbreak. The president of Liberia has identified the families of the fire tanker victim, fire blast. Thus, President George Weah sympathizes with the families of tanker blast victims. President George Weah has expressed his most profound sympathy to the families of those who lost their lives in a major fire incident in the central Liberian town of Tototabong County on Tuesday, 26 December. President Weah said images of the tragedy are deeply disturbing and calls on the public to reach out to the affected families as the Liberian National Red Cross and other requisite institutions of government aid recovery and treatment efforts. A police officer was caught in the tanker explosion. The Liberian National Police Detail Commander Mofil Japate was one of those who were caught up in the tragic gasoline tanker blast and that took place in Tototabong County on Tuesday, December 26. Also among those affected by the explosion was the commander of the community watch team of the area, Kova Ichuke. The tragic gas tanker blast has already claimed the lives of at least 40 individuals. Commander Jabate, who is currently receiving intensive medical care in Ganta, explained that he and Juka had gone to the incident to prevent looting and control the crowd when they were caught up in the explosion. Liberia will be a different country. Who says that? On a man watch. And of course, that's President-elect Joseph Newman Boyka. The president-elect has assured Liberians that their vote would not go in vain, promising to make Liberia a different country under his leadership. He expressed his commitment at a certification program held for him and Jeremiah Bankung, Vice President-elect at the National Elections Commission headquarters in Monrovia. GMB and GKK, that's Joseph Newman Boyka and Jeremiah Kwanko inauguration schedule released. The National Steering Committee for the inauguration of President-elect Joseph Newman Boyka and Vice President-elect Jeremiah Kwanko has officially announced the swearing-in ceremony will take place on January 22nd on the grounds of the Capitol building, the symbolic seat of the legislature. Leading up to the inauguration, a series of events have been scheduled to engage the public and set the tone for the historic occasion. According to a release from the Subcommittee on Media and Communication, a press service is scheduled at the Benson Street Mosque on Friday, 19 January. Following this, a youth concert will be held on Saturday, January 20th, to celebrate the vibrant spirit of the Liberian youth population. On Sunday, January 21, an intercessory service will be held at the Effort Baptist Church in Painesville, starting at 10 o'clock. This spiritual event aims to seek divine blessing for the incoming administration. The inauguration is on the 22nd. That's the second working Monday of January 2024. And then, of course, on the 29th of January, His Excellency, the President of Liberia at the time, Joseph Newman Boyka, will address the first sitting of the 55th Legislature on the speakership of whoever becomes Speaker on the 15th of January. ELBC Radio, we know that the race for the speakership is at the Capitol building. We're hearing that Richard Pang Kung is running to be speaker along with Councillor Jonathan Fonanti Kofa, who is also running to be speaker. Fonanti Kofa is the current deputy speaker. We'll come back to talk to our studio guest, who is Mr. Awadjie, Kenneth Awadjie. Let's get this music and be right back on BC Radio. Yeah, BC Radio. I'm looking for this song, and then I had the Basilman speak. He didn't come here to speak. He came to play some music. Now, let's go to the Mendy land and bring this Mendy song for you. You know, I always heard this song. Honestly, I didn't know it was a Mendes song. I'm getting to know that. You know, I'm listening to the new language radio, the vernacular radio on ELBC 97.7. I'm learning a lot of lessons from the vernacular people. They have their own radio station. They're going to be doing film broadcasts on the 8th of January here at ELBC. Now, thanks to Estelle Liberty and all those folks at the language department there who are getting ready for the full language radio 97.7. Find Mendes song. If you want to hear this song and more other language songs, please tune in to 97.7 radio. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to wear. ELBC is going to have its 5th annual awards at the ministerial complex. I need to be there, right? All the employees of ELBC and the family too will be there. Now it's time to talk politics. It's time to talk about Liberia. It's time to talk about a country that is coming from elections, peacefully lending to inauguration here on the 22nd. Guests are coming into the country. President George Weah, I'm told all the works today at the EAWA Roberts International Airport Road. My understanding is the road is speeding up. The road works are going on. So it's good that we have an architect here. He will tell us about the professional requirements and whether the roads are done by international standard. I'd like to say good afternoon and welcome to ELBC, Mr. Kenneth Awadjie. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. ELBC no strange place though.
I know.
So here's a country we have. After all these years, 170 plus years, we're inaugurating another president. What country? What environment we like to see? I mean, I'd just like to introduce yourself by that kind of question. What Liberia do you like to see as an architect who will do the designs and so how do you picture Liberia after inauguration?
Okay, well, I'm Kenneth Awadjie, with over 30 years of experience in the profession of architecture, both in the private sector and the public sector. Your question about what you expect to see the architecture of Liberia is that the mindset is gearing towards good works and professionalism. So we all, especially my colleagues, we all are geared into that path with our mindset to think in that direction of making Liberia better for whatsoever agenda the national government we have.
All right, I like that. You're all putting yourself in the framework, in the framework of being a Liberian and working with the agenda of the national government. Yeah. All right, good. So, how come you said 30 years in the architectural field?
Yeah.
So let's get to know a little bit how you started.
Oh, my background in education. I graduated, obtained my first degree, the AA degree from the Tottenham University of Technology, Science and Technology in Upper Maryland. After, we were forced to to end our studies at the Stella Maris due to the war, and were awarded the Bachelor's of Arts in Architecture.
Oh, so
In the public sector, I was at Public Works.
okay.
I started as a cadet. I went to something called Engineering A3. I went to the ranks, then I rose to the ranks of Assistant Chief Architect. Then before I left, I was promoted to Acting Chief Architect because there was no prominent the Chief Architect.
So let me get this clear. And I heard you from TC, Tubman College of Science and Technology.
Right.
Now the Tubman University, right?
Right.
Then you had to end at Stella Maris. So what qualifies somebody to be an architect? What qualifies you to be an engineer?
Okay, it's basically it correlates, but architecture is mostly with vertical structures.
Okay.
The engineer, especially civil engineer, and because we have engineer, electrical civil engineer, they deal with horizontal structures. That is roads, beaches.
No, but I'm
you understand?
I'm not going to the area of discipline.
I want
to be engineer. What qualifies you? BSc or years of experience?
Well, you have the different categories of your studies.
Okay.
To be engineers and architects. Okay, but basically, when you graduate, going through the lines of your studies, your curriculum, when you graduate from that institution that is going to prefer on you that degree, you are graduating as a graduate.
Okay.
Maybe a graduate architect or a graduate engineer. But in my profession, architecture, when you graduate as a graduate architect, it is the norm that you should go onto a mentorship of other a renowned architect or a renowned firm for X amount of years. Okay, then you go and sit for your state board.
Okay, that's the thing.
But the problem
after state board, you pass, then you become an engineer.
The problem here we don't have.
Oh.
We have been operating on something here in Liberia, and to be very frank, which is called a grandfather clause.
What is that?
When you stay into a profession, apprenticeship for a long time, and you achieve that experience, okay, you are upgraded to a certain level among certain professionals with certain limitations.
I asked the question, Mr. Awadjie, because somebody who comes from a vocational school, I'm not trying to discredit or to look down on some vocational schools around, right? But by the time they leave LOIC, they say they are engineer. So that's why I asked the question: what qualifies a person to be an engineer, whether in civil engineering or electrical or electronics?
Unfortunately for us, we have not had the category stamped in black and white to demand people or show them where the status are after they have achieved certain qualifications. So people graduate without knowledge, and maybe from the vocational school or maybe just a college in the field of architecture and engineering. They consider themselves architects and engineers because we never had that laid down by legislation.
Okay.
And good for us now. Over the years, my colleagues and myself will have the Liberian Institute of Architects, but been putting forth the act, the Architect Act.
Okay.
And he has been passed by the President of the Republic of Liberia, or President Weah. Okay, including the Engineering Act.
That act.
That I will show you all.
It lays down the layers.
The layers.
Okay. Cool.
So right now we have it. It's about to be published, but it's been passed. It's only going to be published now and be implemented.
Oh, but the president signed though.
The president signed, but
so it doesn't matter if it's issued into handbill.
Into handbills to be published.
All right. So if you are a student of architecture or you're a student of engineer, whatever it is, civil or electrical, but we're talking about construction. We're talking about whether it is drawing or road layout. We're talking about getting our country to where we believe it should. And in your opening statement, you go about what the government of Liberia wants.
Yeah, because you see, we are practicing within a country. Okay, and if you practice as just president of a private architect, you will be doing somebody private home building here and more. You still will go by the regulations. But if you have to venture into what will represent the country, it should be on the agenda of what the country has with respect to what would be the infrastructure in architecture would look like. If they have a platform and present and say this is what we want our country to look like, then we'll take part.
But everybody has to conform with what the government wants, because if I have my building construction plan, I need to get it approved by Public Works.
Exactly.
And so that I don't be in the waterway or don't be in the alleyway, right?
Exactly. All the US people have been doing that. But you see the problem.
All we've been doing that when everybody building in the waterway.
You see, it's our mindset.
Okay.
Public Works have been doing that. It's the regulations, but people in Liberia, you see, as soon as you put regulations on people, they just feel that you want to charge them so much money. When they talk about, the economy, when soon you put regulations, you got to go pay for this, and you have that setback, they have that mind. Okay, and two, it has been a fault of Public Works to not go out there and explain not only enforce, but they explain the policy to people so that they will understand. For example, the regulation that before you build any structure in Liberia, it should be approved by the Ministry of Public Works. You got a category. You got a one level, we call it bungalow. If it goes up above one level, okay, story buildings and what have you, you still got to go, what you have to do, soil test, structure analysis, or what have you. You understand? And people, you have to go, even a shop to build, your fence to build. You got to have approval from Public Works.
You got to know how many meters you are away from the main road.
You have to.
But people are not doing that.
Yes, now I'm saying people are not doing that because God has the feel. They feel that they've got to pay so much money. You know, when people here talking about money, everybody wants free thing. You see?
How do we stop this? Everybody wants free thing syndrome.
It's to just educate them.
Okay.
It benefits them. It benefits them because tomorrow when you get in trouble with the government can give you paper to do something and come back and say you are wrong. Well, so first,
Mr. Awadjie, good that you come to the studio and we're talking about construction and then we're talking about requirements and regulations.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there will be a time in Liberia that a government, whether it's government or the incoming government or future government, will one day come down on people who are building in the alleyways? Do you think that's going to happen?
That's the rule of law. You got to follow the rule of law. Do
you believe?
I believe it. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. I believe it. The issue is that, let me ask you something. But
I'm here to ask you. You can ask me.
Just why do you think many persons will come and say, Mirror bro, come in, Mirror bro, do your Mirror bro, the regulation on the Mirror bro, people will abide by it. Why do you think so? That so many persons with a Mirror bro, that everybody wants to abide by it. They know that what you are doing is wrong, right? But somebody will come force the mind to see what you're doing is wrong and they go by it. It's just that the issue is that we Liberians, typical Liberians, we just like to be hard on. It's a fact. We just like to be hard on. We will know it. We will know the right thing, but we want somebody to rep God behind us. And there's a rule of law. We got to abide by the rule. It is there. I'll give you one example. That what I detest so much, our intersections are not parking stations. They do face the infrastructure of the country. Our intersections, the architecture. Are you getting me?
I'm listening.
People sitting at intersection, they are not parking stations. But who will implement or to enforce the law? The city authorities. We are being too lenient in enforcing those laws.
I like that point. The intersections are not parking stations. If you went to Bardnersville intersection, if you went to Red Light, if you went to 72nd or in the Liberian Junction, our neighbor right here, everybody parks in the driveway.
It's wrong.
So what do?
Regulations.
We see you leave it or the police.
That's what creates the chaos. We see it, we know it, we turn blind eye, and we turn blind, it grows. It grows.
We'll open the lines for you to share your opinion on guest sessions here. I like the point. Intersections are not parking stations, and these are happening all across Liberia. Mr. I almost said Peter. Mr. Kenneth Awadjie is our guest, a Liberian architect, right?
Yeah.
And he has been around here for 30 years, and they're designing plans. They are assessing the plans too. So if you, as an architect, you wanted to draw the plan.
No.
So what do you do?
It says you supervise the construction if you are told, or the client come and engage your services because you design, and most clients want you to supervise because your supervision is for quality control.
Has the social media tried to undermine your profession? Everybody goes online and knows how to draw a plan.
It's not really undermining.
Okay.
It's enhancing. But in everything you do, in every development, in every social improvement in life, there will be some good, there will be some bad. Some people take advantage of it the wrong way. But it enhances the profession a whole lot. It takes up time. It gives you even add precision and accuracy too. But all comes from, as the computer says, what you put in,
What you get
what
out.
you put in and what you get out. Garbage in, garbage out. So which means you got to understand what you are putting in. You can't just, because the problem we've been facing here with, let's say, draftsmen. Or you were asking me the question, people are categorized as draftsmen, architects, and what have you. You understand? But the thing is that the 3D picture shown on paper about the house, people see it, they're amazed by it, and they want to build it. But how do you get to put that picture together to represent what it is on the paper? That when the professional comes in, okay?
ELBC radio.
That when the professional,
I will shortly take the calls. I'm noticing them on telephone here. The main studio telephone is now on. I hope I can get the technicians to put it on. If it doesn't come on before we open the lines, we'll have an alternative number. Mr. Kenneth Awadjie is our guest on the Bumper Show. And we will let you talk to him, ask some questions. I don't have all the questions to ask. He says an architect doesn't just draw the plan, you also evaluate the construction terrain, you supervise it, and also ensure that you follow up on every segment of the construction, from the foundation to elevation or roofing, wherever it is, or maybe you're doing you architects do road plans too?
we do the layout, because with the urban planning, road construction in architecture is on an urban planning. Okay, because you have to design where road will go. Then the engineering part come in and do all the soil, horizontal layout,
environmental concerns.
Yeah, environmental concerns. You got to have it, because you can't put a road somewhere where first you got to have what's the benefits. Road has economic benefits. Putting a road somewhere is to have economic benefits, whether it's social movement, to be able to access essentials. You can just
see more people coming in. Okay.
So you have to have layout, because in architecture.
So most times when the public ministry or the government trying to do rules, they're prioritizing area where they can get some benefits or returns.
Good, yeah.
Okay.
The government should, because I will not put a road.
Oh, go ahead.
I will not put a road in a dead end.
Okay.
Like I take a road. I make a road to nowhere. What is coming out of there? What is coming out of there?
Are there goose coming out or people coming out? All right.
What is coming out of there?
Open the telephone line. Shortly, our technician will be looking at the telephone. But this conversation, there will be a television version to this evening at 9 o'clock. Mr. Awadjie will sit on the radio here. He has agreed to be here with us on the television this evening on the program All Things Considered on the Liberian National Television. So those of you who will have the LNTV at home, also Liberian, and listening to us, you can also listen to maybe something Mr. Awadjie will not see here. You could see it on the TV tonight. So watch out for another version of this production. This is the Liberian National Television. Mr. Kenneth Awadjie. Let me see. We have already. Sorry for the distraction. We already have some comments on our social media page. Where we try to get a telephone line prepared for you. Daniel Mansour. I'm watching you from Plibo Solocan District. The people can really watch. The people can really listen all the time. I know same as Awadjie say he was at Tubman College of Science and Technology, so maybe the Plibo people went to school with him. Daniel Sharif, is that Duana F. Sharif? Good afternoon, Chief. I'm watching you from 4 Statutory District, Lofara, Teophilus. I'm Maryland, Plibo Solocan District, Teophilus Square. Same as they were getting the telephone set and ready for you, so you can call into the show. We have Daniel Massol watching here myself on whether TV or the social media. Aaron Fala Pontio Junior, following you from Badnoz's Supermarket, Arthur Jones. Good afternoon. Closer following you from Grand Jida County, Zai Town, Grand Jida County. So we're trying to get the telephone set on the bed. It's set now. We will be encouraging you to call. I noticed that my private lines were blinking earlier on, and now we have the studio telephone set with Mr. Kenneth Awadjie. Let's recollect. I mean, we'll talk architecture, we'll talk about the government, what people expect. I'll come to you. Thanks for being the first person to call. But let me ask Mr. Awadjie this question before I come to you. You remember your school day that's not Harper. Tottenham is in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is Philadelphia area. So do you remember that Atina and Clanwell? No, I'm asking you.
Yes, yeah. Atina, Clanwell, Tene.
Which are the teams you supported then?
Tene.
Why?
I became president for Tene.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow, so all the people who Port Tower was Clanwell, Port Tower. So if you're listening in Maryland County, one of your brothers is on the radio. Maybe you remember him at TC. He said he was president for Atina. No, Tene. The rivals were Tene and Atina.
Yeah, Atina.
But in fact, Clanwell, Atina, and
but the rivals were Tene and Atina.
Oh, okay. Zigado play for Atina. Wow. Fresh memories, bringing him back to the happy days when he was at TC. All right, so you can call now so that we talk. I may not have all the questions. I'm not a construction person. I will lack knowledge. So all the questions to ask. I don't want Mr. Awadjie to drill me and run me. So call 0777-517-82 or 0880-514-096. Let's talk about the new Liberia. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about, because even if he's not an agriculturist or agriculturalist, I don't know, one of the ways they call it, he has some idea that what do you think can build Liberia? Architecture or agriculture?
Oh, I think for now, agriculture.
Agriculture.
Because the nation might feed itself can grow its strength.
All right.
In its people.
All right. The nation that feeds itself can grow strength in its people. And he says every intersection is a parking station. And I like us to
it's not a parking station.
But for now, every intersection is a parking station. And it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
So what's your opinion on what he says and people building the alleyway? He believes too that there will be a time, and the time is coming, he says, that those who build in the waterways or those who build in the alleyways will get to be penalized. Exactly. Either the structure get demolished or the structure is you find or something, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, you are our first caller.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, my name is Miss Alpha Brownell. I'm an architect also, and Kenneth is a colleague of mine.
Okay.
I just wanted to make some clarification. I want to believe now that our people, because of the limitations, they don't really know the meaning of an architect or what exactly we do. So they can quicker say engineer than architect.
Okay.
A lot of times when people introduce me as an architect, oh yeah, I'm an engineer. So for conversation, you just say yes,
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I tell people we the architects be one step higher. Like I met some young engineers at LAC, and I was telling them, and because we have a working knowledge of electrical engineering as well as structural engineering, or we design basic homes. Whereas an electrical engineer cannot design a house, can also do the structures. Same for a civil. Civil cannot design a building and do the electrical and the structure. So we the architects, we are kind of more advanced, I would like to say.
All right. One of the few female architects in Liberia, right?
Yes.
So I'll come to you, Mr. Awadjie. He wants to probably expound on your comments, Madam Bernal. But let me ask you: do you feel disadvantaged in your own country as an architect?
That's an understatement. First of all, like I said, because you don't understand what architecture is, or those at least have an idea, do not appreciate negotiate, they will see a house instead of coming to engage an architect. Like Kenneth Redden said, they don't want to pay the money. Oh, and somebody was going to charge a lot. They will call a little draftsman. Who you see the house? John Brown house or Mary Doe house. I want a house exactly like that. And the little draftsman will try to copy your design. Then also we got the foreign counterparts. But then I say I don't blame them. They come from our own quote unquote big people. Again, they wanna hire Liberian architects and engineers. I hear some people even bring tradesmen from Ghana and other countries to do the work. And even China. I heard that, I was so disgusted. But we don't have engineers and architects here. You have to bring a Chinese to do a building for you. I mean, we're really overlooked. I have been so overlooked. First thing to really get to me, but I kind of gotten to the point now, hey, I just let it roll off my back.
Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? We are in a new arrangement. There's a new government.
I'm hoping Joe Bucker will like my fire. I'm hoping.
You hope he lights your fire
and recognize my talent.
Is that not about you, but the architects community?
My talent.
He will light the fire of the architects of Liberia.
I didn't say that. Yes, you will do that when you light my first. You light my first, and I'll be the touch.
And mother children, you love yourself the best.
Yeah, of course. You light my fire, and I'll be the touch bearer.
I know. We hope to talk to you to see one of the Liberian female architect.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was my senior colleague, and I was.
How you call her full name?
Alpha Burnett.
Alpha Burnett.
Okay.
Alpha. Yeah, that's a female though.
Yeah.
Senior
I
colleague.
was tutor once in my life, one over two.
Oh, okay, great. And you like to bring her on one day too on the television?
No problem.
Yeah, we
want to bring her many
so that the other female
architects and our engineers,
young female will see
it's time that the people know about, or not only hear, but know.
I agree. But she said she'll be the touch bearer. That she let her fire first.
So seriously.
Okay. ELBC Radio. Our first caller, a fellow architect of Mr. Kenneth Awadjie, Alpha. Pernell on the radio. She spoke about I have a Liberian construction person from Banga Bon County. He is in construction business in Banga, Mr. Akwe Besa. Akwe Besa, you're on the radio. You are a construction man in Bon County. He said he wants cement. He was on the radio. He probably didn't know. Okay. He's telling you he wants cement?
I don't know. Maybe he's on the line with someone.
Maybe he's on the line with somebody. Akwe Besa, Banga Bon County, was on ELBC radio, and he's a construction person in the county. I thought he wanted to make his contribution. I hear him say he wants cement. And that's the word of the construction people. I want cement. ELBC radio, take advantage of the telephone. Call us on 0880-514-096 and also 0777-517-882. If you are in the diaspora and interested in the conversation, you can call another number on WhatsApp. Yeah.
I want to expand more
on the
regulations and things that we're talking about for public works.
Yeah.
Public works have it. It's being placard on the bulletin, the process to engage any drawings. Okay. First of all, you take it to the architect or the engineer, you do your drawings.
It's satisfied,
but then they stamp it, they take it to public works, and because you got to pay the government, but you're paying directly into the coffers of the government. You're not paying the public works.
You're paying the revenue.
Yeah, you're paying the revenue. They will go assess it and charge you as per square foot of the space, not of the land that is on the space that the structure is going to occupy. It charges as per level, each level from the ground floor, go to the first floor, upper floor, and how for all levels. You have a fee and you have a category. You got the category for churches, you got the category for residential, for business. It's all there. But many persons do not want to take advantage of it. I had one time met a lady she was putting up a shop with a bedroom, just one bedroom. So she presented her drawing, and after they did the assessment for her, the cost came to $23. $23. So she said, "Oh, just $23? And these people make it look like you have to pay so much money." I said, "Yes, it's because people just get afraid as soon as they hear money attached to something.
They don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay. They just want free thing. It's not like that." So even if they're still there, public works are even calling on people. Please bring in. It's the regulation. For example, if something happened to your house tomorrow and your insurance want to access it, then your record will ask you. You understand? Was your construction approved by Ministry of Public Works? Was it approved? Or for example, in constructing a building, one of the walls fell off. Okay, who are you going to bring? They got to start from somewhere. They will ask you, was it approved? Because Public Works will only accept it when you have an approved architect, a licensed architect, or licensed engineer putting his signature and stamp to your drawing. Okay, good. So that's
the regulation. But you don't be afraid to go take your documents to Public Works Ministry. It's not much.
Exactly.
All right. This is ELBC Radio. We're on the social media too, seeing as though we have some folks who want to participate on the show from the diaspora. The WhatsApp number to call is 0777-517-882. Kenneth Awadjie is our guest, a Liberian architect and graduate of the Topman at the level of associate degree. But at that time, it was associate degree they were offering.
No, at the time now, we have bachelor's for the walking.
Oh, you became bachelor degree on a door administration?
No, not on a door.
But when I walk in, it was associate degree.
Yeah, right. On the door, the last years started from there.
Okay.
The first year started from there.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a lot of issues trending in Liberia, and before we came to the subject of conversation and architecture in Liberia, we were talking about the Totota incident. Tuba didn't offer our sympathy. I think here too, but we have people who are interested in that conversation. So let me go to the WhatsApp number now to talk to Lila. How you doing? You've been watching the show on the social media and may have some interest in talking about the unfortunate disaster or calamity in Totota.
Yes, we are all currently still in shock.
May you please introduce yourself? May you please introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my name is Lila M. Kukuyu Brown, daughter of Totota of Salala District, daughter of Bon County. And ever since the disaster happened, I am personally affected because my brother is currently fighting for his life in JFK Hospital. I have extended family members who've lost their lives as well. And from the moment I got to know about the whole situation, I have taken the moral responsibility to bring as much social awareness to the whole situation as possible. Since it happened day before yesterday, I've tried to do whatever I can to inform people. The initial video of the explosion that I uploaded to my page, my Facebook page, I had anticipated that it will gain some traction, but I didn't know that it would get almost 50,000 reach. So you have over 50,000 people that had seen it, had shared it, and had viewed it, giving an indication that the world has been following what's happening in Bon County, what has happened in Totota, and it's incredibly sad. How I wish this attention was for something more positive, was for something more celebratory, and not for this kind of disaster. So we're all really saddened by it. I have not been able to sleep in 2 nights. I'm not physically present in Liberia, but my heart is troubled, and we're just all really sad by what has happened.
My empathy. You said you lost. Not lost. Sorry, one of your brothers is struggling for his life. How much effort?
We have lost extended family members as well.
My sympathy then. My sympathy. I think the president of Liberia too has also expressed his condolences to the family. Right. So, how much have you been able to touch down, talk to your people on telephone, try to console them? How much have you been able to contribute to get food to other victims who probably in hospital don't have anybody to send them food?
Well, beyond food, like I said, the initial thing I did was to bring public awareness.
Which is good.
Using my own platform.
Yeah.
Using my own platform. I have spoken to my people. I have been talking to them from the moment this happened. I have acknowledged the efforts of the caucus, all of the representative, of course, who's a dear sister of mine, Moima Bridge Mensa. I acknowledge all of her efforts, as well as Senator-elect Johnny Quaid, all of what they personally, I have been doing everything in my powers and started raising funds last night in order to give to some of the survivors. All right? But beyond doing that, people have been responding. My mother, Mrs. Nora Kukuyu, who has been the parish council chairperson for Tototown Lutheran Parish and also was the chairperson for the local farm rights institution there for several years, she has been leading efforts and helping to get people over to Phoebe Hospital. I have been coordinating those efforts as well, following the ambulances and going back to Monrovia, the 20-some more people that are in JFK. She has been there giving support and doing whatever she can as a result of the supports that I have been given. And on the other hand, I've been talking to my people. But if I'm we are looking at to say, okay, county, you're going again, money so as well as who son a call again who found one man the shot in the fire. So those are the kinds of things that we've been doing. I have tried as much as possible to remain engaged.
Leader, we like I know how much emotional you feel, and I know how you were touched by the injuries and the deaths in your own Tototown homeland, Salala. So, but we appreciate your efforts to reach out to ELBC and make some efforts to get some material needs, mattresses, replacing some of the things that people were lost, and getting the people going by and building their spirit. Thank you so much for contributing. We'll find some time more. There is a continuous process.
I have to say this much in conclusion, Isaac. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak with you as well and to the ELBC family. But let me just make this point. When catastrophe of such magnitude happens, it is not sufficient for us to just look externally for support.
Okay.
Let us also know that our $200 Liberian dollars, our $50 Liberian dollars, our $100 Liberian dollars is also donations that can be made to help these victims. It shouldn't be after a 2, 3, 4 day situation and then everything go quiet while these people have a
you're correct. You're correct. And I think we will put it in our plans. So we'll work with you, leader.
The whole habit of putting together local resources.
That's very important.
From the very one county. Now people bring their $50, $100 together. So
you're correct.
Have a crowd pool of fun to help with the recovery of these people.
Take your time. I know how you feel.
Yes.
I know, but
anywhere from
we can have some off the I agree with you 100%. We can have some off the air conversation on this and extend it and see how we put it back on the radio to raise the $100, the $50, sir. But thank you for the efforts. I can tell from your voice how deeply you feel. My empathy and sympathy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right, leader. Coco, you Brown on the line there. Well, it's touching.
Yes, myself.
Yeah.
Sympathy goes out to all those that lost their lives and to the victims that are on the edge right now. It was a tragic accident. One can really express,
Yeah, what can you even say how much you feel? All right, so she raised a very salient point, how we rallied ourselves, our fuel, Liberian dollar, $50, because this is a national disaster. I mean, we need to put some attention on it. She raised that on her voice, and I can tell from the emotion in her voice and how much tearing she is right now. So we'll come to that. We'll try to talk more with her off the line, and then we can come back on the air tomorrow and see how we can organize a way to reach out to those victims in the hospitals. Well, Mr. Awadjie, let me take this call from the telephone. I bet it's about, we're talking about architecture. Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon. My name is Sharif Hadar, and I join you from Red Belt.
Okay, go ahead, Sharif.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. There are a lot of issues you and your studio guests have discussed. But the first thing I want to talk about is the mid measure of the intersection, not the parking station. And I actually agree with things. Then he asked me, what should we do? I think what we can do as a nation is to enforce the law. Because if you want to be so lenient with the people, like the government does not care easily when it comes to pin. So you got to tell the people that this is not a parking station because it is in our own interest. Government is doing it in our own interest. So sometimes you got to enforce the law.
Thank you, Sharif.
The next thing I want to talk about is the issue of when you talk about what can we do right now in terms of agriculture or architecture. I think agriculture and architecture, we got to carry all two together because one of the things agricultural sector is lacking right now is a storage facility. I'm an agriculturalist. I did agriculture at the University of Nigeria. So one of the key factors when it comes to production is the storage facility because most of the things we are producing are perishable goods. So why are you going to keep those materials? So those things need to be kept, well designed.
Well said. Salia Sharif, you made from a very salient point. Thank you. I wish we would have time to talk to you longer than this.
Okay, thank you very much.
From Red Light, Sharif is...
I do agree with you, Sharif. Once upon a time, I was like on one or two warehouses for the Ministry of Agriculture. Even took me to Fuya, my first time in Fuya. We went to go assess the paddy rice warehouse that was there, and we did some, renovation on that warehouse. You need infrastructure as well. Agriculture, he's right. The infrastructure will bring in the architecture.
It's not like some of the plum bears, the oranges bear, but then they all spoil because no storage.
No storage.
Wow.
So you got to have facilities for them. And
in every country you have a general storage. And with something like how you call it, freezer. What's a big thing? What the cold storage? Yeah. So that the oranges and
but all these things we have to do our architecture in all our counties. We need to decentralize our local government. We've been talking this for long. When I was coming up, I think I saw it because I'm on my public works side, I saw public works in Maryland County. And when I got to public works, I went almost all around the country, and public works were there. One of my last job I did before I left public works was to build a new residential or building for our residents, our resident engineers in Vanjama. You understand?
All the counties got resident engineers buildings?
No, it was original.
Oh, original. I know Bangana guys.
At that time,
Bangana has an agriculture place in Windsor. Sorry, not agriculture, but public works.
Yeah. So you see, not only public works alone, all the line ministries
should have some.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the line ministries should
teachers.
have.
If you transfer from Kipamas to Kipmount, you should have somewhere where you go and stay.
And our infrastructure should be improved. The road,
I would love for time to bring you back, but again, we're gonna talk about this on the television tonight, 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
you're still willing to come?
No problem.
Architecture and designs and engineering, getting our country to where we believe it should reach after elections. It's time for us to develop, and then every Liberian will have to concentrate on building a country. Let me hear you close so that we can finally leave this place and get ready for the television program this evening.
Okay, my closing point is that we should all see architecture as part of nation building. The architecture, the engineering, because when people try to pride a country, they look at the infrastructure. And one thing I can say it sometimes, but it takes me a whole lot of courage to say it. To say, look like Ghana. Look at Ivory Coast, look at Nigeria. It takes me too much pride. I mean, it's hard for me to say it, but I got to say it. And when people say things like that, they're talking about the infrastructure.
The design.
Yes, you see, so I can be sitting at home, Liberia. Why do I carry my knowledge? Why do I carry my knowledge?
Kenneth,
outside my country.
He's being our guest here on ELBC Radio. We'll be back here on another edition of the Bumper Show. Jala, my brother Griffith, will be here on Monday, New Year's Day, for the Bumper Show. That day now is the day that you say, what's your resolution for 2024? I'll be back here on Tuesday, 2nd of January 2024 too. We'll be doing this for you, Liberia. This is where national unity begins. My name is Isaac Red. I want to thank you for coming. I know we're going to meet again in a couple of hours, 9 o'clock on the television. But let me say goodbye to you, wonderful people, those who successfully call in. Madam, is that the one? No, she's not the one to caller, but the first female caller, Alpha Pennell, a Liberian architect. She says that Liberian architects to be at a disadvantage is an understatement. Mr. Awadjie says all of our intersections should not be parking stations. So the competition between the keke riders, the motorcyclists, and the vehicle taxi drivers as to who controls the intersection, exactly, which is bad for our country. Let me leave you with this beautiful song from my native land.